say, or what do you see in his address to the nation this morning?
Well, the president is back, and all the noise and all the bickerings has been put on hold by elements from the opposition and so on and so forth. Now, any moment from now, we'll begin to see executive fireworks because the president is actually back.
Okay. So, in your own opinion, do you think the president's absence from the country for 103 days had any negative impacts on the country's economy?
Actually not. The president's absence has not caused anything, because in the first place, the president handed over officially to his vice president, who became the acting president. Though actually we may not, as human beings, we may have this, the acting president may not be able to take some vital decisions without consulting with the president on certain issues. But now that the president is back, like if you listen to his speech this morning, you see a lot of fireworks. Like Nigeria is an indivisible country. Look, we have to stay together as one. He's so disappointed at some persons who said a lot of negative things. But one thing people should expect now is that the president will form a kind of what we call collabo with his vice president. You don't expect him taking power away from his vice president. It's still going to be a kind of serious collaboration. And so the duo of the president and his vice president this time around will give Nigeria the best so far. Okay,
now let's come back home. You know, on Journalists Hangout last week, it was argued that Mr. Faleke is more popular than Governor Yahaya Bello. What's your take on this?
Absolutely not. With due respect to Honorable James Faleke, he was somebody who was relatively unknown in Kogi State. And when they brought him, ordinarily, if they had brought him to contest for the governorship of Kogi State, he would have lost because nobody knew him. He had no structure, he wasn't popular. But they brought him, and he rode on the wings of late Prince Abubakar Audu to popularity. Unfortunately, what happened to Prince Abubakar Audu, and then they went to court. You know, at about those periods, he may be popular anyway. He was popular, but eventually, after the court gave their verdict, whatever, he went into hibernation. I mean, popularity does not win election. It is your structures that work for you. So it is not possible for Faleke to be more popular than Governor Yahaya Bello, who is on ground, who is trying to clear every issue, mess he met on ground, who is grappling one problem or another. No, it's not possible. It's not popular.
Okay. So from your own perspective now, because a lot of people have been saying on social media that there's a possibility that Governor Yahaya Bello might lose the 2019 election. What do you think about that? Do you think there's a chance that Governor Yahaya Bello might win the election or might lose? So what's your take on this?
You see, there's a difference between social media politics and real politics. Social media politics is just meant to, work on the emotions of the people, drive home your points and try to win the heart of persons. But when it comes to the real politics, it's more than what is obtainable on social media. Social media politics is different. I want to believe that when the time to play the real politics come, Governor Bello will be up to the task, and I believe he will deliver.
Okay, so do you have words for the opposition party in Kogi State?
Well, we have been in opposition at one time or the other. You understand? The opposition party in Kogi State should be more objective. Enough of this mudslinging our state in the public. You don't. For example, they don't report the good things that happen in the state. What they do is they just report the negative things. It's not as if other states don't have their issues. But you see, when Kogi State is the state with the most bittered opposition, and so they are just throwing everything to fight the government, to distract the government. Look, let us join us together. If you think the government is not doing well, tell them what they are not doing and how you think they can do it. And as opposition, you just go back to the drawing board and plan ahead of 2019.
Okay.
That's all.
Thank you, Mr. William, for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.